The story of the Filipino boy's golden buzzer moment on America's Got Talent unfolds like a heartfelt journey of courage, talent, and hope. It begins with a nervous yet determined 12-year-old contestant stepping onto the grand stage, clutching the microphone as he introduces himself as Daniel from the Philippines, sharing that he wishes to honor his parents' sacrifices through his singing. At first, his voice is small and fragile, but as the music carries him, it grows stronger and more confident, stunning both judges and audience with its clarity and emotion. The performance becomes more than just a song, it transforms into a storytelling experience, each lyric reflecting the struggles and dreams of a young boy chasing a brighter future. The audience is visibly moved, and even the judges cannot hold back their emotions, one of them pressing a hand to her chest as tears well up. When he delivers the final, powerful note, the auditorium erupts in thunderous applause, but the real climax comes when a judge slams the golden buzzer. Gold confetti cascades down like a shower of blessings, and the boy collapses to his knees, overwhelmed with joy, while the judges rush forward to embrace him. In that moment, the boy's dream has taken flight, validated not just by applause but by an unforgettable recognition of his gift. Backstage, he reunites with his parents, who hold him tightly as tears stream down their faces, whispering how proud they are. With a trembling but confident smile, Daniel declares, "This is just the beginning," proving that his journey is more than a single performance. It is the start of a story that inspires millions who dare to dream, no matter where they come from. A young Filipino boy named Daniel steps onto the America's Got Talent stage, his small frame almost lost beneath the glaring lights and the expectant stares of the crowd. Nervous but determined, he introduces himself, explaining that he wants to sing not just for himself, but to honor the sacrifices of his parents who brought him to this moment. As the music begins, his voice at first trembles, fragile like a whisper carried on the wind. Yet as the song builds, so does his confidence, his tone blossoms into something powerful, rich, and emotional. The judges' expressions shift from curiosity to awe, and the audience grows silent, leaning into every word. With each note, Daniel's voice weaves a story of hope, dreams, and resilience, echoing the struggles and aspirations of so many who fight to make their families proud. By the time he reaches the chorus, the performance is no longer just a song, it is a heartfelt testimony of perseverance, and it leaves tears shimmering in the eyes of many. Then comes the unforgettable climax. As Daniel belts out the final soaring note, the entire auditorium erupts into thunderous applause, but the true magic happens when one of the judges slams down the golden buzzer. In an instant, golden confetti rains from above, swirling around him like a shower of dreams come true. Daniel falls to his knees, overwhelmed with emotion, tears streaming as the judges rush onto the stage to embrace him. The crowd is on its feet, cheering louder than ever, witnessing not just a performance but the birth of something extraordinary. Backstage, Daniel collapses into the arms of his parents, who cry with pride, whispering that he has made them, and his country, proud. With a trembling smile, he whispers, "This is just the beginning," proving that one voice, no matter how small, can move the world when it carries truth, courage, and love. Daniel, a 12-year-old boy from the Philippines, walked onto the America's Got Talent stage with a mixture of fear and determination written on his face. Under the dazzling stage lights and the expectant gaze of the audience, he introduced himself softly, explaining that he had come to sing in honor of his parents' sacrifices. His small hands gripped the microphone tightly as the music began. At first, his voice quivered, fragile and uncertain, but with each passing second, he found strength in the melody. Soon, the timid notes transformed into a soaring, powerful performance, captivating the entire auditorium. The judges exchanged astonished glances, and the once bustling crowd fell silent, hanging on to every note of his heartfelt song. As the performance built, Daniel's voice carried raw emotion, weaving a story of hope, resilience, and love that transcended the stage. Every lyric seemed to echo his own journey, a boy far from home, fueled by dreams larger than himself. The audience's reaction grew more intense. Some wiped tears from their eyes, while one of the judges pressed a hand over her heart, visibly moved. When Daniel reached the climax of his song, his voice rang out with a clarity that seemed to silence time itself. And then, as the final note lingered in the air, the auditorium erupted into thunderous applause. The defining moment came when a judge, overcome with emotion, slammed the golden buzzer. In an instant, golden confetti rained down, enveloping Daniel in a shower of triumph. Overwhelmed, he fell to his knees as tears streamed down his face. The judges rushed to the stage to embrace him, while the audience roared with approval. Backstage, his parents greeted him with tearful pride, whispering how proud they were. With a trembling but hopeful smile, Daniel whispered, "This is just the beginning." In that moment, his dream was no longer distant, it had taken flight, inspiring millions around the world. Daniel, a 12-year-old boy from the Philippines, stepped nervously onto the America's Got Talent stage. The lights were blinding, and the crowd's murmurs made his hands tighten around the microphone. When asked why he was there, he spoke softly about wanting to honor his parents' sacrifices and to share his love of music with the world. His honesty drew warm applause, but the real test was about to begin. As the music started, his first few notes were fragile, almost hesitant, yet behind them was a spark waiting to be unleashed. Soon, that spark ignited. Daniel's trembling voice transformed into something extraordinary, clear, powerful, and filled with emotion. Each lyric carried the weight of his journey, a story of hope and resilience, and the audience leaned in to listen. The judges' faces shifted from polite curiosity to astonishment. By the chorus, many people in the crowd were already wiping away tears, touched by the purity and strength of his performance. His voice, though young, carried the maturity of someone who had faced challenges and turned them into inspiration. When Daniel reached the final note, it rang through the hall like a declaration of courage. The crowd erupted into cheers, but the most powerful moment came when one of the judges, unable to hold back their emotions, slammed the golden buzzer. In a flash, golden confetti rained down, surrounding the boy in a shimmering storm of victory. Overwhelmed, Daniel fell to his knees, crying as the judges rushed to hug him. It was a moment of validation, proof that his talent had touched not just a room, but millions watching around the world. Backstage, Daniel ran into the arms of his parents, who held him tightly, their tears matching his own. His mother whispered, "You did it, Anak. We are so proud." Daniel's eyes glistened with joy as he replied, "This is just the beginning." In that simple promise, it was clear, his voice had not only won hearts but had also opened the door to a future filled with limitless possibilities. Daniel, a 12-year-old boy from the Philippines, stepped onto the dazzling stage of America's Got Talent. The lights were bright, the theater packed, and the judges waited with curiosity. Clutching the microphone tightly, he introduced himself softly, sharing that he wanted to sing for his parents, who had sacrificed everything to support his dream. His shy demeanor drew gentle smiles from the judges, but the real test was still ahead. As the music began, Daniel's voice trembled. The first notes were quiet, almost uncertain, but he pushed forward with courage. Gradually, his tone grew stronger, filling the room with warmth and sincerity. His performance was more than just a song, it was a story of determination, love, and hope. The audience leaned forward, captivated, and the judges exchanged impressed glances as the boy's confidence blossomed before their eyes. By the second chorus, Daniel's voice soared with a power that surprised everyone. The purity and raw emotion in his singing moved people to tears. One judge placed her hand over her heart, visibly touched, while others simply listened in awe. The lyrics seemed to echo his own journey, and every note resonated deeply with those in the theater. When the final note rang out, the room exploded in applause. Then, in a life-changing moment, one of the judges slammed the golden buzzer. Golden confetti poured down like a shower of dreams, swirling around the young singer. Daniel dropped to his knees, overwhelmed by tears, as the judges rushed onto the stage to embrace him. The crowd stood on their feet, cheering louder than ever before. Backstage, Daniel ran into the arms of his parents. They hugged him tightly, crying with pride and joy. His mother whispered, "You've made us so proud, Anak. With a smile still trembling with emotion, Daniel replied, "This is just the beginning." And in that moment, it was clear. His journey had only just begun, but he had already inspired millions.